Big thing for the last retreat. Just gotta try it.
Try it.
Just try it all. Keep trying.
Try it out. Yeah, that might be one of the moments where you had to be there for it to be funny.
Right.
Which is a good joke. Like someone tells you a story and it doesn't sound that funny. And then they're like, oh, I guess you had to be there.
Right.
It might be one of those situations, maybe. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to try.
Right.
And that's the only way we learn is by trying things out.
Right.
You know?
Well, just to share that story, just kind of give the try story out there. So we're at our Ice and Iron Men's retreat. We're doing some mushrooms. We have this nice bowl concoction that Ryan made at the Martha's Vineyard retreat, which is basically sliced up apples, frozen wild blueberries, which are, not frozen anymore, peanut butter. We had chocolate Symbiotica sauce, probably something else in there. And it's just this incredible bowl of just deliciousness, just every sensation in the body, eating with your hands like a fucking animal. And somehow in the mix of that, I think it was someone saying,
I said my uncle mentioned this years ago. He's a successful guy. And we were talking about something. And he said, I like people who try, and that really resonated and stuck with me. Like people that are successful have tried different avenues and
you probably failed a lot.
Learn from those failures,
right?
Which someone might think, oh, you failed, you didn't succeed. But in reality, you learned from that failure and you carried it over to your next endeavor.
Right.
And that's the moving forward model.
Right.
But yeah, you got to try it.
Right. Yeah. And so you were mentioning that, and someone I think was a little hesitant because we were all shoving our hands in there, and it's like, I think I made the comment of like, this is a germaphobe's worst nightmare. It's just people sticking their hands in there and all that. And someone was like, I'm just going to try it after that. And then it just became this whole thing. Like anytime it's like, you just got to try it. So when you're listening to this, just try something new, try something different, try to be open to trying is what it comes down to. And like you said about, the failures, it's just a learning experience. I forget who it was. Maybe it was like Nikola Tesla or someone who made some great, maybe it's Einstein, and someone was saying, oh, you failed like 200 times or 300 times trying to make this. And he's like, no, I just started crossing out things that didn't work.
Right.
It's not a failure. Like, I mean, even when I think of the fact when I was with that startup company in LA, which seems like a freaking lifetime ago, granted, it was only like 3 years ago, but I think back to that and you could say, yeah, the company failed. Or I look at it as like, wow, I learned so much about startup companies, about entrepreneurship, about, teamwork, about warning signs when things aren't going in the right direction that I ignored because I was like, oh, these people probably know better than me. They've been doing this longer, but I noticed these things and I just didn't bring them to the surface because, I didn't know any better. And now I know if I see those in the future, yeah, it's probably a sign that things aren't going down the right path. So I don't really look at much as failures. It's just feedback. And that was another big thing from last retreat that I picked up is everything's just feedback. Come back to the tools. Nothing's positive or negative. It's all just feedback. It's all how we decide up here, how we want to categorize it or label it or analyze it. Right. Everything in life is just feedback.
Yeah. What's your perspective?
Right.
How do you perceive that failure? If you see it as you didn't succeed and not that this allowed me to learn something that's getting me one step closer to making it metaphorically, then I feel that's the best way we can be is flip that perspective from making a loss or a failure to a lesson, simple way to encapsulate it.
And you tried.
And you got to try.
You can't hate people that try.
No way.